Hey! Hi! Welcome to Project Kindle. I'm Kristin Bair and I'm going to be your host on this very interesting journey. Now, I'm a writer, and I live in Shanghai, China, and my debut novel, Thirsty, was published by Swallow Press in October of this year. It came out in hardback and is not yet available on Kindle. Now, I have a question for you. Yep, you there in the front row. Now, do you read on one of these? Or are you a traditionalist? One of these? Traditionalist. This is a question I've been grappling with for the last month or so, and I'm not alone. Many readers I know have welcomed e-readers into their reading lives warmly, affectionately, and even passionately. And then I know there are many readers who just say, no way, no how, never gonna happen. Now, until about a month ago, I was of the latter category. I didn't want anything to do with an e-reader. I was happy with my books. I love my books. Look at this book, The Inheritance of Loss, one of my favorites by Kindle. Now, as a writer, I use my books a lot. I break spines. I have my Post-its in all the right places. And yes, I know a lot of you are going to be shocked, but I actually write in my books, my own stuff. I get inspired and keep going. And I doodle. Now, as you can see, I love my books. But I live in China, and I pay enormous amounts of money to have books in English delivered to me here in Shanghai. I say to my husband, we could buy a house when we get home with the amount of money I spend getting books delivered here. He shakes his head. The other problem is that we travel a lot, very long distances, and inevitably, every time I have this sack of books on my shoulder that leaves me cricked up, and headachy by the time I reach my destination. So I started thinking about a month ago, wow, hey, an e-reader would solve some of these problems. And on top of it, I'm just really curious about the things, you know? It's new technology. It affects my life as a writer. It affects how books are sold in bookstores and libraries and blah, 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 you know? So I decided in early December to ask Santa for a Kindle for Christmas. I sent him a Twitter. I said, Dear Santa, in 140 characters or less, please send Kindle to China. Now, Santa responded quickly, but he said, would love to. You've been a very good girl. Can't do it. Can't deliver Kindles in China. It's that way with a lot of things here. But luckily, a friend of mine who lives here in Shanghai was heading home to the U.S. for the holidays, and she said, hey, have Santa bring it here to my house, and I'll hand deliver it to you in Shanghai when I get back. Whew, great plan. So, on December 30th, she met me at the Starbucks at the Portman Ritz Hotel in Shanghai and handed this to me, my e-reader, my first e-reader. Now, this is where Project Kindle was born. I don't have a clue if I can read a book on this. I don't have a clue if I can enjoy reading a book on this. But I'm really interested in trying it out. So I thought, what better way than to invite you to come along on this journey with me and have a conversation about it. People feel pretty strongly in both directions, for and against e-readers. And then there's people who fall in the middle ground. So Project Kindle, every Friday from here on out until I have this e-reader thing figured out for myself, I'm going to post a short video like this one and on my blog and tell you about my experience that week. What I'm reading, how I'm reading, what annoys me, what I like, what I don't like, what I would change. And hopefully you will engage in a conversation with me and share your thoughts and experiences with me as well. So right now, I've got it registered. I'm going to head out, download my first book, and start reading. And I will see you right here next Friday. Happy reading.